Hey guys, and welcome to FRL Racing League multi-class on a Thursday. GT2 and M2 Drivers' Championship Round 3 at Valencia. Tonight's race is going to consist of a qualifying session of 20 minutes. First out on track will be the M2 cars. For the first 10 minutes, when the time is up, the GT2 cars can start their outlap, but they must be mindful of the M2 cars just in front who are on a flyer, but they will have the final 10 minutes. The race will be 45 minutes with a 1 pit stop mandatory, tyre changes optional, fixed refueling for 25 seconds. If you change tyres, it'll be 30 seconds. If you accumulate any damage, well, just to get added on to your pit time. So we are starting qualifying. Tonight is sponsored by Ashley Gunn in Down Under. Thank you very much. He is going to be a sponsor for the season, as Munster is your first car out on track. This circuit has 14 corners and looking at the course, there's going to be a lot of action. So in the M2 cars tonight, you have Joel, Gaiman, Micheletti, Pacasia, Munster, Keller, Sloot, Sebastian, Surf 18, Pospisil, Kazavich and Randy. There are 2 wheats on track. One is in a GT2, one is in the M2, so I will go by the first name, otherwise I'll be a mouthful. Wheats GT2, Wheats M2. Randy is in the GT2. And Sharp this is GT2. Sharp, you have Jabino, then there's Nicky Wheats. So Nicky will be in the M2 with the Smet, Tamburini, Barnett, Lino, Gedman, Harvey, Volkman, Bustelli, Trotman, Daka, Talak, Gerling, Litty and Els. And the reserve driver driving tonight in a GT2 car will be Machado. So it's a dark start to the qualifying session, and the cars coming across the line now are going to be starting the hot lap. I think Munster is the BMW in front of the cars, who's going to set a benchmark for everybody behind who is currently on a flyer 2. So the circuit is 14 corners. I'll try and name a few and see what we can do. So it looks like it's Angelinito. The corner he just come out of now is coming down into the Della Aficon, turn 7. As he comes around the Barnett Martinez, turn 8. Flat out, turn 9. Into 10, 11, Benjamin Massier. As he comes down into turn 12, Champi Harris. The long turn 13. It's going to be very, very tricky coming into braking down here with a bunch of M2 cars in front. Coming out of Adrian Campos, that's turn 14. Amanta sets the benchmark of a 144 with Sloots coming across the line next. Turn 1 is the Aspire, turn 2 is the Dua, Coming flat at row 3 down to the Nico Terol. So they are the names of some of the 14 corners out on track as Mattavelli sets a time. So we'll try and jump on board with some of the cars next across the line. Piccanello. Across the line, he jumps up into 7th. Sebastian, next one across the line. As he set the time, doesn't. Pospisil is your next driver. Foot flat as he comes across the line. Does he set the time? He jumps up into 5th. Agati. Can he set a time on the board? But we'll just jump on board with Munster, currently on 2nd spot. Currently coming across the line. Can he improve in his time? Does improve but doesn't get in front of Kusat. Stays where he is on his time. So Mattavelli, the next car across the line. He jumps up into 6th. Let's just wait for some of the other cars coming across the line with Keller. Currently in 8th. The next car crossing the line, Kusat, can he improve on his time? He doesn't, he stays where he is. So the cars coming across the line, there's been 11 so far. Parkasia stays in 10th. We've got Randy. Going to be your next car. To set the time, he doesn't. This track can be a track for track warnings. Plenty of runoff areas, especially in the night. It will be a little bit difficult for cars, especially trying to get the fastest out of the car around the circuit in the night. Braking points may be a bit put off. Egati sets a bench, sets time in with Munster crossing the line. Goes on top spot, pull Kusat into 2nd.
Yeah, so it's going to be a tough race ahead, and of course,
very tight between them two. So he's currently in 6th. Any other name jumping up the board? It's a couple more cars come across the line. Can't see anything have changed. With Cossack coming across the line. Stays where he is. The game man, can he improve? He stays where he is. Also stays where he is. Micheletti stays 12th. Just some of the other cars coming across the line. Who is that? Who are they? Down number 5. Sebastian and Brown still out. Still need to set a time. The Pospisil stays in 5th. Coming around turn 14, foot flat. Currently 11th. Jumps up 1 spot. Come Munster. Extend the gap. The M2 car's got 1 minute and 10 seconds to come across the finish line. So the car down now, coming across the line. Matabelli stays with his Keller. Can he improve on his? He stays where he is. Kazovic still in third. So the guys out on track have 30 seconds across the line to start a final lap to try and improve on their time. Gaiman, he stays there. Micheletti crossing the line. He jumps up into third. So 13 M2 cars have made a time. Pospisil is the next car. It looks like he's gone. The car behind went really wide. Pospisil. Can he improve? No, he doesn't. Haggerty coming around the final corner. In 11th currently. Stays where he is. Munster around the final corner. Can he extend the gap? Doesn't. So Mattavelli will be the next car across the line with the GT2 cars flying around the track, making the M2 cars look slow on the map. So Mattavelli comes across the line, stays in 7th. Keller stays where he is as well. You can hear the GT2 cars out on track. It looks like Surf 19 is going to start last out of the M2 cars as they form up on the grid, because the GT2 cars are quicker and will always be in front of the M2 cars out on track, with Brown crossing the line up into 10th. So Micheletti comes into the pit. So all the M2 cars are in. So to try and find the lead GT2 car out on track, which is Machado. I'll just jump on board with some of the other drivers out on track. As we just wait for Machado to come across the line, setting the benchmark for the rest of the GT2 cars out on track. As everybody is bunched up, I go into the pit and come out into a nice gap, I would. But that's getting in track position, isn't it? So there's Nicky. Hannah Bianco. Some of the cars jump on board with Machado. Comes across the line and sets a benchmark of a 131 coming down into turn 1. Gonna start the next lap in Sharp, Wheat, Volkman all set in the time. Thacker, the times are coming in now with a lot of GT2 cars still bunched up coming around the final corner. So Machado is set on the benchmark for the rest of the field. So we just got 6 minutes left to qualifying. Still, there is a few GT2 cars still need to set a time. So Machado, as he comes around turn 11 now. So we're coming down into the final corner, turn 14, Adrian Campos. Oh, not sure where track limits there. Improves on his time, pushes the rest of the field back. Bulkman, next car across the line, currently in 15th, jumps up into 11th. So, Pan and Bianco, can he close the gap on Machado? He doesn't. Smets in front of the bunch of cars behind, stays where he is. Some of the board is changing. With Lino currently in 10th, coming across the line and jumps up into 6th. So, Gedman currently in 18th, coming around the final corner, turn 14. It keeps it nice and tight. Oh, may have been track limits. But he did pick up track limits or did not improve in his time with Talak, who's dropped down into 5th. With Machado, can extend the lead even further. With just over 3.5 minutes left, he comes across the line, he doesn't. So Nicky is the next. Maserati over the line. Currently in 15th, stays where he is. That's a lot of the table. I think I was Thacker jumping up into 5th. There's a couple more cars not too far behind. The Carvey jumping up into 4th. There's a couple of guys out on track jumping up with Galen. Where can he come? He jumps up. Does he know? Oh, is 13th. With 18 drivers making it across the line, set in times, with Gedman the next one across. Can he improve from 18th? Currently on the grid. God, the Machado is absolutely flying compared to the rest of the middle part of the field. Stays 18th. As Lino jumps up to 7th. So Panabianco is not too far behind. He's the closest one to him at the moment with a sharp just over the second, and he improves his time again. He's going faster and faster, this guy. So Nicky closely followed behind his Sharp. He jumps up into 7th. Sharp in 3rd, improves in his time. Oh, I think that was Progetto coming across the line, jumping up into 4th. Smets currently in 12th, across the line, jumps up 1 place. So Bristoli stays there where he is. So Gibino crosses the line, currently in 12th, jumps up 3 spots into 9th. So We have a minute and 10 to go. So the guys out on track halfway round will have time to do another one maybe. But Gedman, currently in 18th, stays where he is. I think it's Talak stays there, so the guys crossing our line will have time to do another lap. So Nicky is closely followed behind is Sharp, who's currently in 10th. Sharp in 3rd, crosses the line, stays in, jumps up 1 spot. Sharp stays in 3rd. So Bogetto coming across the line, stays where he is. Still 7 seconds left. I think Smets will just about make it. So the other cars out on track. Brocken, this will be his last. He stays 13th. Oops, sorry. Gibino into the pits. Lino into the pits. Gedman still out on track, closely followed by Volkmann. It's all or nothing now for Gedman, currently in 18th. Can he improve in his time? Keeps it nice and tight, jumps into the pit. Volkmann jumps into the pit as well. Trying to see the car. Talak stays there. We got Barnett coming across the line. A couple of the other tracks. So Thacker coming around turn 14. Comes into the pit, so that session ended. So we just jump on board with the GT2 cars who've just done their qualification lap and still be the starting grid for the race, with Machado currently on top spot, pole sitter with a 131, with Panabianco in 2nd, with Sharp in 3rd, Pogetto in 4th, Harvey 5th, Talak in 6th, Barnett in 7th, Thacker in 8th, Gibino in 10th, Nicky in 9th, Gibino in 10th, Lino in 11th, Smet in 12th, Brock in 13th, Galing in 14th, Tamburini 15th, Pustulli in 16th, Volkmann 17th, Gedman in 18th. So the M2 cars, BMW M2 class, you have Munster with a 144.2, the pole sitter for the BMW M2 car. Kusat in 2nd, Micheletti 3rd, Pospustel 4th, Kazovic in 5th, Sloot in 6th, Matavelli in 7th, Gaiman in 8th, Keller 9th, Brown in 10th, Piccanello in 11th, Akati in 12th, Pacasia in 13th, Sebastian in 14th, Randy in 15th, and Serpentine in 16th. And that will be the starting grid behind the GT2 cars in front.
Now let's just remind ourselves how sprint happened in Fanatec GT2 1-hour races.
So there's 14 laps of the circuit in Valencia. It's a 45-minute race. You got to come in for a pit stop, mandatory fuel, fixed fuel is 25 seconds, change tyres 30 seconds, accumulate any damage, it's up to you if you want to fix it or not, just to get added onto your pit stop time. So we'll just wait now for the countdown to start the race, so we can get on the way. Just about to nip the toilet, I'll be back.
This weekend, 26 cars from 6 manufacturers out in the GT World Challenge Europe, powered by AWS, is part of the global competition that is led by Mercedes-AMG, Audi Sport and then Ferrari. The grid is forming then as the cars make their way from the long pit lane round onto the circuits. It's not the sunniest of days, but it's dry, it's warm, and the teams are about to do battle in this penultimate 60-minute race. It could be that the championship overall is decided in this race if the number 32 Audi can outscore the Acodis ASP Mercedes by a further 6 points. They'd have moved it out of reach going into tomorrow's race. But John Watson, anything can happen in this championship, as we saw in the endurance race 2 weeks ago at Hockenheim.
Well, it's a busy little racetrack. It's 4 kilometres, 2.5 miles approximately, 14 corners, and there's a lot of the racetrack which is open to track limited use, and there's been a lot of drivers have been penalised at times, removed from qualifying this morning.
Right guys, so it looks like it's going to be a dry race, track temp 9 and 20, so a good day for racing. As we go, as the countdown waits, we will just go through the championship with the M2 cars. With Micheletti on top spot with the M2 cars, Munster in second, Sloot in third. Oh, sorry. Micheletti with 21 points. Munster joint top with Micheletti in second, Sloot in third, Cossett in fourth, Keller in fifth, Piccanello in sixth, Agati in seventh, Kazovic in eighth, Hospital in ninth, Monweg in 10th, Serpentine in 11th, Gaiman 12th, Brown 13th, McRae 14th, Lacasia 15th, Mattavelli in 16th, Sebastian 17th, Randy in 18th, Supernatural in 19th, and Sarah 20th. So it's the M2 class, GT2 class. Telak is currently on top spot with Nicky in second, Gibino in third, Folkman is in fourth spot, Smith in fifth, Sharp is in sixth, Barnett in seventh, Brustilli in eighth, Harvey in ninth, Lino in 10th, Muller in 11th, Tambrini in 12th, Trotman is in 13th, Hacker 14th, Gedman in 15th, Brock in 16th, Marshall 17th, Gale in 18th, Litty 19th, and Els in 20th. So it's the championship standings for M2 and the GT2 cars.
And he has improved, and the pace has always been pretty good. So let's see what he can do in this final race.
As we just jump on board with Machado as he starts the formation lap.
He will start 20th for the championship to win. He's with Gemma Scott.
Coming down into turn 1. Aspar, turn 1. Let's have a look at some of the cars out on track on this formation lap. Some of the cars are sprinting, trying to get so much heat into the BMW M2 car tyres. So there is your pole sitter, pole winner, going to lead the way for the M2 cars, Munster, currently on top spot in the championship. Machado is going to lead the way in the Audi. This is going to be an eventful race. By the looks of it, with the type of track it is, plenty of corners, some wide corners. A lot of cars going to be on the dirty side of the track, in and out. It's nice to see 32 cars out on track. lot of cars, plenty of them. Happy days as they all get into double file, ready for the green light. So this is FRL Formula Racing League, multi-class Thursday, GT2 and M2 round 3 at Valencia. It's going to be a 45-minute race. Tyres optional, fixed fuel in 25 seconds, tyres 30 seconds, but let's see who is going to be dominant in qualifying. This race is sponsored by Ashley Gunning Down Under. He will be a sponsor for the rest of the season, and away we go! As there are cars side by side coming down into turn 1. Machado is in front. They all seem to have gone away okay. Seems like some of the cars have gone away brilliantly. Some are still scrapping it out amongst each other, trying to find track position with M2 cars. Oh God, sorry, flipping out. So, telemetry's going nuts, I'm sorry. As it looks like Progetto is holding off sharp. So with the telemetry settled now, as it stands, it looks like Cosut has taken, nope, Machado is still in front. Oh no, that's BMW M2 car, sorry. Machado is still in front with Bianco right on his tail. As we just see some of the cars going a little bit wide in the back. As some of these are coming down, Nicky and Gibino coming around the final corner, drag race up to turn 1. So just jump on board with your race leader, just looking back behind with BMW M2 cars. Getting into single file now, drag race down as one comes into the pit, not sure who that is. So you got Volkmann and Galen in the Ferrari Challenger with Machado smashing the fastest lap so far, hunted down by Bianco. So the GT2 cars are absolutely racing to the limit. They're so close, which is really good racing with a lot of them. But Munster currently still out in front with the GT2 car not too far behind. I think that's Gedman. He's going to try his way through. We're stuck on board with Gedman, and does he get through okay? Yes, he does. To jump on board with some of the other racers in the back of the M2 cars. Coming around the last couple of corners, to jump on board with the race leader Machado. Coming around the final corner. The Bianco put him under a bit more pressure. It looks like he's not close enough at the moment. So just jump on board with this bunch of hungry GT2 cars. Drag racing it down to turn 1. Looks like Sharp is in front of this group at the moment. There's Borgetto and Tulloch go side by side. Now they get bunched up coming down into turn 2. Pretty much a hairpin left. As they go side by side, nearly, practically, Borgetto. Tulloch is away from it. Nagasaka with a lot of GT2 cars side by side. It's coming around turn 6. Scrap on side by side. Just jump up over Nicky. Just in front with Gibino going side by side with Lino. Gibino on the inside of Lino. Maserati v Maserati. Let's have a look what's happening a little bit further down. Munster is still out in front with BMW M2 cars. Drag racing it down around the sweeping turn 13. Oh, sorry. Up into turn 9. Into turn 10, sorry. Around 11 now. My bad. I was looking at the other dot on the map. Someone's with a comfortable lead. Just having a look a bit further down. It looks like the M2 cars are all in single file. Looks like Brown is putting Agati under pressure. Round the sweep in turn 13, braking is crucial. Drive out by Brown could better, it is better. He's right behind him now. Drag race down turn 1. He's best on the breaker, sweeping fast left hander. Brown looks to go on the inside. Can he make a stick? Backs out of it. Jumps back behind. Agadi out of shape in that turn 1. With Bacchus here, not too far behind. The pair in front. A Surfing Teen has Gateman for company. Not too far behind. So to jump on board with Brown for an Agati under more pressure. As he looks to go on the inside, he has got a better drive in and out of that corner. That's a good move up on the inside. Can Brown pull away or can Haggerty put him under pressure? Jump on board Tamburini. Putting Volkman under a bit of pressure with a Ferrari Challenger just in front. As a race leader, Machado has a nice 2.3 second lead. Has a nice comfortable gap over Sharp, who's under pressure from Harvey. In the Mercedes. Pelican Barnett not too far behind in the Audi. Thacker closely followed as well in the Audi also. So I'm looking at Gibino and Lino and Brustoli scrapping it out. Push Tully is all of the back of Lino. Let's have a look what's going to happen. Coming down into turn 1, is he going to stay behind? He's going to look and have a go on the inside. He's going to make himself look big, maybe put him off. Does he? Into turn 2. If he stays behind with Lino, having a look on Gibino just in front with Progetto, I think, joining in. Oh, sorry, it pushed the lane, son. Camera. Tamburini has broken all over the back of him with Smet. And Gerlin, not too far behind. Tamburini just in front of Broca with Smets all over the back. Does he look to go on the inside? Is he neck and neck coming out of that turn 11. It's coming down into this right-hander. Tamburini loses out to Brocken. The Smets is all over the back now. Can Tamburini come back at Brocken? I think he could have had a better drive out for me at the lift off. Four cars dragging it down, with the race leader catching up to a couple of the M2 cars. So Munster is out in front of Micheletti and second. Mattavelli under a lot of pressure now, so we just jump on board with this group of M2 cars, scrapping it out for position and the podium. So Mattavelli in front of this group of cars, Pospisil, Kazovic and Sloot. So Mattavelli coming out of that corner, defends on the inside of that sweeping left, coming down turn 14 on the inside line. May have a worse drive out of that corner. The other M2 cars behind would have had a better drive out, position better. Can make anything of it though, coming down into turn 1. You're going to stay behind and have a look into turn 2. The cars a bit not too far behind. They're all getting bunched up now with a GT2 car of Machado. Let's park this group up a little bit more with I think Kazovic may take advantage of that and follow the GT2 car. Looks to go on the outside, doesn't make a stick. Looks like so Mattavelli is still in front of these BMW M2 cars, still scrapping it out. So I think Pospisil and Kazovic getting closer. It looks like Micheletti even a little bit wide. Mattavelli may have gained some time coming down there then. To Sloot. A little bit wide on a little bit of a battle. So to jump on board with the race leader of the GT2 cars. Panabianco is closed up. So Nicky got Jabino for company. It's Nicky will stay in front unless Jabino could come back at it down into braking with that M2 car in the mix. They get around okay. Get down, see who else. Brocken is under a lot of pressure amongst M2 cars now. BMW, a couple of them go wide. Because Smet's not too far behind with Galen, all over the back in the Ferrari Challenger. Ferrari Challenger, the Volkmann and Galen are the only two out on track and are amongst the GT2 category in the championship. So Brocken has Smets all over the back with a hungry Ferrari not too far behind. It looks like Smets went wide. Little bit of contact then, so we'll keep on racing. So we'll just jump on board with Thacker, getting held up by M2 cars with other GT2 cars closing in, and then they all get bunched up with that GT2 car with Jabino and Postelli. I think Pushtilly is just in front of Gibino, sorry. He's managed to get around alright. And Nicky just in front of these two, who's chasing down Thaka. Stella goes a little bit squiggly coming up our corner. Audi v Audi, Barnett is on his tail. Guys are having a good race, scrapping it out for 5th. Let's jump on board with some of the M2 cars. Kazovic with Marcelletti out in front. Ooh, getting amongst it all with Mattavelli in second, Hospital in third. Kazovic is under pressure from Keller. I think the GT2 cars all over the back of them, in front of them and side of them. Good racing by both categories, not a crash. It's a nice wide circuit, makes racing good. Have a look a bit further down as Pacasia is under pressure now from Gaiman, Surf 19 and Randy. We jump on board with these. Surf 19 is in amongst it all with Gaiman just in front. It looks like Pacasia may just have a little bit of a breathing space in front of these three. So you could have a good in and out of this corner. Pacasia has a little bit of a nudge from Gaiman. Pacasia goes wide. Gaiman and Surf 19 I've got past. No, Pacasia is battling it out as he defends on the inside. Does get in front of Surf 19. Pacasia has lost out to Gaiman, who is in front of these four. The Surf 19 looks on Pacasia now. All of the back of Pacasia now. Is he going to have a look on the inside? Backs out of it. Pacasia goes off track. Surfer team is putting him under a lot of pressure. Goes on the inside. He will have the racing position. Pacasia could have had a good drive out there with Surfer team planting his car just in front. But can he stay in front as he looks to go on the inside? No. Maybe turn 2. As it looks like Randy might pick up a few places if these two go a little bit wide racing. I think he'll just stay in front. The Mattavelli being under pressure now from Pospisil, who is in 3rd spot. Mattavelli in 2nd. This is for the podium positions. For a better podium position. 2nd is always better than 3rd. The GT2 car closely following the pack of these. I think that's Gedman, sorry. He manages to get by them with ease. Oh. So Kazabich has gained a place with a little bit of door banging. I think he's going to continue racing. That's a bit unfortunate or possible. As Brown puts him under a lot of pressure now. Coming down into turn 1. Sweeps out into the racing line in. As a better drive in. That's pretty unfortunate for Pospisil. Can he get back at him? Can he gain a place back on this lap with that GT2 car? Brown goes a little bit wide, but manages to stay in front. The GT2 car, I believe, maybe Tulloch. So he managed to get by. Oh, still battling it out. Brown stays in front. Can Pospisil get back at him? Can he get him? The next couple of corners with our GT2 car. Coming around the next corner, may close the gap on these two coming around this corner. Does it? Not. Let's just stay where they are. There's got Gibino, Bustilli and Nicky Progetto scrapping it out. To jump on board Gibino, the lead car of these four. It looks like Nicky is under pressure from Progetto. Gibino is still in front. Bustilli is hunting him down, and the other two are not too far behind. Come around this tricky right-hander, especially when you're racing with other cars, slower cars on track. Nicky looks to go on the inside. Good racing by the pair of them, not to touch, both make it around side by side. It's good. He's going to come back at him. Oh, Nicky's in front of Progetto. He has a look. May have to slow down a little bit more of the traffic just in front.
We are halfway through. Keep it up.
Oh, a little bit of door banging. And continue racing. But Nicky's still in front of Progetto. Machado is your race leader, still needs to come into the pit. So some of the M2 cars have made pit stops. So Micheletti is currently out in front with Montebelli coming into the pits, Kazavich and Kela. Going to be taking up a couple of positions due to the pit stop. So we just jump on board with the race leader Machado. Not too far behind is Panabianco. These two have been scrapping it up very well, keeping each other a second apart. The early stages it looked like it was a bit of a gap, but it closed down because of the M2 cars. It's a good thing about this race. I love a mixed class. I believe they may be coming up to a slower car in front of a GT2 car. They're coming around the sweep in turn 9, around turn 10. Coming out of turn 11. Still in front. There seems to be a few cars coming into the pit for the GT2. There's still a lot of the M2s still needing to come in for a pit stop, where Surfing Team is closely followed by Pacasia, with a GT2 car closing in very, very quick. Surfing on Pacasia off. Looks like Surfing went wide. Pacasia, is he looking to go on the inside? Doesn't. Stays behind with another GT2 car closely followed behind. Could put each other off. Under braking. Coming down into the final corner now. Looks like he may. Surfing goes wide. Pacasia will be closely followed behind. He may be a little bit quicker. Coming down into turn 1 will be on the inside. Surfing will have a better drive out, but I think he just sticks behind him at the moment. I think Surfing has lost a place due to a GT2 car coming around. It happens. Just having a look at other cars out on track. So the closest battle is these two on telemetry as we go a bit further down Valley, and Sloots are going at it. So Micheletti is the provisional the pole sitter of the pit stops. Panabianco is the pole sitter currently for the pit stops in the GT2 cars. Sloot is putting Matabelli under a lot more pressure. There's a bit of a drag race coming down just flat out turn 7. As they come around there, jump on board with Machado out in front. So Nicky is the car not too bad. Machado, Nicky and Brocken. Brocken's coming in first. So the other two GT2 cars. It looks like Harvey wanted to go car park off. Manages to avoid contact, but good trick. Two-wheeler and caught on screen. Take it on. He should jump on board with Sloot, just in the background. Can be a little bit closer, coming up this corner, down into turn 2. I think he stay behind. Keller under pressure from Kazovic. That makes sense. Oh, now it's changed. Telemetry was wrong. So, that's mad. Yeah, so Kazovic is under pressure from Keller, sorry. Sloots comes off track. Very, very unfortunate. He's done a good race. With Volkman and Gailing, Ferrari Challenger. Jump on board with these guys. Let's see who's got the fastest Ferrari of the race. Just under 16 minutes left of racing. Lying down into turn 8. Keep it on the inside with the M2 car. just in front. I think of Brocken and Smets scrapping not too far behind in the background. Brocken stays in front. Looks like Volkmann is going to be in front coming down into the final corner, but Galen have a better drive out and put Volkmann under a lot of pressure. That's what I mean, you can line yourself up a little bit better than the car in front sometimes for a good drive out. M2 car just in front gives past with ease.
Thank you very much. Have a good race.
Had to work quite a bit for it. I mean, it's obviously also the
And then you got an Audi and a Maserati battle with Smets looking up on the inside now. Yeah, the better is line into the corner. Can he stick it on the inside? Still does, side by side. Avoids contact with Brocken just in front. Now Smets is all over the back of him again with that M2 car closing the gap on these two. Kostaka and Japino are scrapping it out, and Volkmann and Galen. Let's see if he can get him into this corner. Can he do anything about it? No, just behind Brocken and Smets. Smet was a lot closer to him then, but we'll jump on board with Thacker and Japino as well at the moment. Can Japino have a good drive out of the final corner? He looks like he has a good drive out. Look like. With another GT2 car in front. Thacker will have a slipstream from Pushtilly as they close the gap on him on this lap. I think we're a little bit further back unless he's collected a bit of damage. Let's keep it on the inside. So Volkmann has nothing on that one. Is he going to look on the inside? No. So Thacker is still in front of Japino. So Japino will have a look at Thacker. Maybe, no, Pushtilly's under a lot more pressure now. Good drive out of here. Coming up into turn 9. Sweeping around turn 10 flat out, down into turn 11. As they're about to come around the final corner now. Jump on board Brocken and Smith, not too far behind, but we'll have a look what's going on between these three out the final corner. And Japino have a good drive out now and put Thacker under pressure a little bit more, but he's got a slipstream off. Push the lead just in front. Volkmann is still in front. So Mattavelli. So Munster is in front with Mattavelli in second, closely followed behind. Oh, Mattavelli, the stop and go. Very, very unfortunate. I just looked it in the background. Nakazovic, sorry, Keller. Sorry. Yeah, Keller and Brown. I'm gonna go. Coming down to the turn with Brown looking to go on the inside. Does he? No. Put the back out of it. Closes the gap. Can he close the gap? He does close the gap. Let's jump on board with these. Can Brown get at him in the next couple of corners? Turn 4. As Keller looked to have went a little bit wider than normal. The Sloot's not too far behind. For Brown coming around. Hard braking, turn 8. Still behind him. Sloot may gain on this lap with the other GT2 cars, but Brown is looking to go on the inside. Still behind. Let's have a look what's going to happen coming around the final corner with the GT2 cars. Just in front, GT2 car sneaks in front. That's racing.
Now let's just remind ourselves how
Pospisil, Matavelli and Kazovic are scrapping it out for third spot of the podium. As it come down, Pospisil looking on the inside of Matavelli as they have a drag race out here, nearly side by side. Down into turn 4, it looks like Pospisil as Kazovic all over the back of them. The GT2 cars coming in the mix. We just jump on board with the race leader of this bunch of cars. Pospisil and Kazovic are side by side. Pospisil has the better line into the corner. Kazovic would have been on the outside, but can he make it stick coming out of the corner? Stuck behind Pospisil at the moment. Good driving by them too. Let's see if Pospisil and Kazovic. See who's going to be the best on brakes coming down into his final corner, and a better run out. Looks like Pospisil would have lined up a little bit better coming out that corner. Kazovic backs out. I don't think he'll have anything coming down into turn 1 with a slipstream of another BMW 2 car in front. As Kerla's under a lot of pressure from Brown again. Will Brown make a stick this time on the inside? He backs out again. He's going to get one. He might have had one, but I haven't caught one yet. As he goes on the inside of Kerla. Out of this corner, Brown looks like he could be the winner out of these two scrap now with a GT2 car again amongst it all. So Brown has got in front. So where is Sloot's behind? Closing the gap slowly. So we've just got over 7 minutes left of racing. We jump on board with this bunch of GT2 cars scrapping around, coming around. Down into turn 2. Bushnelli is just in front with Jabino, just in front of Thacker. Out of this corner. Jabino under a lot of pressure from Thacker now. Bushnelli keeping it in front with Pogetto. The lead car out of these hungry GT2 cars not too far behind with Harvey under pressure now from Tulloch. Whoa! It looks like Barnett went a little bit wide. So Pogetto is currently in front with the other GT2 cars scrapping it out behind. As we just jump on board with Harvey. Tulloch gain any time on him coming out of the final corner, put him under pressure coming down into turn 1, but we'll stick on board with these BMW M2 cars just up in front coming down into turn 1. Can he get past? Okay, will Tulloch have to yield a little bit? Oh, did he have a good drive out? And they make it. Okay, so scrap on between these guys. Looks like Pogetto has lost that battle with Bushnelli just in front and Jabino too. Thacker's looking to go on the inside. He makes his stick. Moving down into turn 2. Bushnelli is still in front of this group of cars, with an M2 car just in front. We'll just jump on board with the race lead at the moment. Machado, not too far behind, is Panabianco, sorry. Sharp in third, so that's your top three, with Harvey and Tulloch still scrapping it out. Just go a little bit further down. So Bustoni manages to get around the outside into the braking point. Gibino manages to get in there as well. The other two cars have had to hold off. Porgetto looking to go on Thatcher now on the inside. With them two cars amongst it all. Bustoni had a little bit of a power strike coming out that corner. Kept it on track. Gibino put him under a lot of pressure now. Gibino have a good drive out to push to lead. Under pressure in this corner, but I think it looks like Gibino could have had a good drive out, but he had to back out of it. I think he'll stay behind him on this one. But Gehling and Volkmann are still scrapping it out. Two of the fastest Ferrari out on track. The Smets not too far behind. He's going to put him under pressure coming down into turn one. Just 4 minutes left of racing. So Munster is your current race leader for the M2 class. Mattavelli under pressure now from Pospisil. That is for second spot on the podium. And third spot, right? Pospisil currently in third spot, with Kazovic not too far behind. There's plenty of time to close the gap and have a little bit of a scrap for second place as well. So Mattavelli is going to be on the inside line coming down in the final corner. Pospisil should have a better drive out. A little bit bump drafting coming up into turn one. I think Kazovic would have had a good drive out of that corner. Is a GT2 car going to cause anything? Put him off under braking. Nope. Looks like Mattavelli is going to have the inside line into that corner. No, GT2 car has it instead. Neck and neck out this corner. No. Pospisil is still being Mattavelli. That is for second place. Machado still out in front. Flying 7 seconds in front of Panabianco. And Sharp in third. Harvey and Tulloch are still scrapping it out. We just jump on board with Pospisil. Let's have a look what's going on between these three. This is for second place on the BMW M2 class. A lot of angry GT2 cars going to close up on this group of cars around the next couple of corners before they come down into the start finish straight. This is going to be a tricky overtaking maneuver with GT2 cars all looking for space and track position on the track. Kazovic is all over the back of Pospisil now, and Mattavelli under a lot of pressure coming down into turn one. This is for second place, third and fourth, between these three cars in front. Pospisil, is he going to make? Is he going to have a look on the inside? No, they'll just stay behind each other at the moment. It looks like Gehlen Volkmann is under a lot of pressure from Smet. This will be
Leaders on final lap now.
the final lap. the race leader is in the background catching up to these cars. It's all or nothing now to keep it safe and tidy out on track. For Hardy and felt like a scrap made out. He'll be coming round to do another lap of racing. Gabino pushed the lead back on Bojago. He'll be coming around for another lap of racing. I don't think the race leader needs to commit and overtake these three scrapnet out, not on the final lap. He's got plenty of time to just stay behind and come along safely and let him three scrap for another lap as well, as there's a little bit of door banging from Smith, from Volkmann. I think the race leader is going to hold off and let these guys continue racing. So Mattavelli will do another lap in front of these two M2 cars. This is for second spot. So these three are fighting for potential two-spot podium between them.
The leader has finished the race.
So the leader has finished the race, so the scrap on now for position with cars coming across the line. We just jump on board with some of the other GT2 cars, still scrapping it out for position on the final lap. Looks like Harvey will stay in front. Gabino is in front of Bushtully. Drive through for him. It looks like these two are even a bit spread apart now. Gailing and Volkmann still scrapping out with Smets not too far behind. So just looking just out in front with cars coming across the line now. Gabino in front of Bushtully. Drive through. Bit unfortunate, so that'll be it for the GT2 car with Galen. Still under pressure from Smets. Volkmann and Smets, sorry. As cars are coming across the line thick and thin now, as Mattavelli on the final corner, Pospisil, a little bit of a nudge. Can Kazovic gain a place on the start-finish line drag race between these three? And that's the end of the M2 cars. Still a few cars out on track. So that was the end of Formula Racing League. Thursday GT2 M2 class round 3 Valencia, sponsored by Ashley Gunning Down Under. So to take it through the race winner of Machado. Well done with the fastest lap as well, with Panabianco in second, Sharp in third, Harvey in fourth, Tulloch in fifth, Barnett in sixth, Lino 7th, Gabino 8th, Progetto 9th, Dacker 10th, Galen 11th, Volkmann 12th, Smets 13th, Bushtully 14th, Brocken 15th, Tamburini 16th, Nicky in 17th, and that is the final positions for the GT2 class. So your race winner for the BMW M2 class is Munster. Mattavelli picking up second place from Pospisil in third, Kazovic in fourth, Brown in fifth, Keller in sixth, Agati in seventh, Picanto in eighth, Sloot in ninth, Gaiman in 10th, Surf 19 in 11th, Randy in 12th, Pacasia in 13th, Sebastian in 14th, Gedman in 15th, Micheletti in 16th, Gossett in 17th. I think Sebastian 15th, Micheletti 16th, and Gossett 17th, and Gedman in 18th for the GT2 cars. So that is the final standings from the Valencia Round 3 Formula Racing League GT2 M2 multi-class. So next week we will be flying around Imola next week in Italy. So looking forward to that. That should be a very eventful race as well. Plenty of overtaking places. The long start finish straight as well is going to be very entertaining with a bunch of GT2 cars and M2 cars. Loving it around that track. It'll be good racing. So well done to Machado, the race winner for the GT2, and Munster for the BMW M2. Sponsored by Ashley Gunning Down Under for the rest of the season. Thank you very much, and I'll see you all next week at Imola.